Okay, I like that too. Okay, 14. Wait, does this do this? Okay. Proverbs 14 KJV. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. He that walketh in his uprightness feareth the Lord, but he that is perverse in his ways despiseth him. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise should preserve them. I love that. So it's a lot about, not speaking, basically not hanging around certain people, like running. Oh, that's why he had me read this book again. I'm like, so I get it now. I get how important it is to link with certain people. And I was complaining about that. It's crazy. In the mouth of foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise shall preserve them. Where no ox are, the crib is clean, but much increase is by the strength of the ox. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A scorner seeketh wisdom, and findeth it not. But knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Yahuwah. That makes perfect sense. Okay. Great. Go from the presence of a foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. Oh my God, I want to cry right now. Thank you so much, Yahuwah, for leading me to this book tonight. I'm so grateful. All praises to Yahuwah. Thank you. In your name I pray. Hallelujah. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Okay, and it's like, hey, like, be obedient. And I'm like, but Yahuwah. Yeah. You see? Okay. Go from the presence of foolish men, and thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent, which is... I was so off. Okay. Okay, so it goes right into that too. Go from the presence of a foolish man, when thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his ways. Wow. Like, this is so shocking. I love this. Thank you so much. Because this makes perfect sense. Go from the prudence of a foolish man. You gotta keep having me read this over. When thou perceivest not in him the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent, is the one who has, which is wise, is to understand his ways. So, like, in a sense, Most High giving me wisdom, and prudence is to check. It is to check what somebody's saying, not to believe everything somebody's saying. And so that makes me understand. Like, that makes me understand why. Like, I'm really asking God, why do you want me to be like this? Why do you want me to be like this? When is I'm gonna have this? And he was like, okay, you want it. And then it just turned out like, are you sure? So it's important to basically choose certain people, the right people in your life. But the folly of fools is deceit. Fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. The heart knoweth his own bitterness. That's true. And a stranger doeth not intermingle with his joy. The house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. There is a way which seems right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful, and in the end of that, mirth is heaviness. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man should be satisfied from himself. Satisfied from himself. That is so deep. That is crazy. Well, I say amazing. A good man shall be satisfied with himself. Great! I love that! The simple believe every word, but the prudent, which is the one who's checked the doctrine, man looketh well to his going. Looketh well. I love that. I love this. I'm so excited. Okay, this have answered all of my prayers. And I've been, you know what? And I've been asking this for a long time. That's so crazy. Okay. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rages in his confidence. They confident in they sin. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The evil bow before the good, and the wicked at the gate of the righteous. The poor is hated even of his own neighbor, but the rich have many friends. He that despiseth his neighbor sinneth, but he that have mercy on the poor, happy is he. Do they not err? They devise evil, but mercy and truth should be to them that devise good. Thank you, Yahuwah. In all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth only to penury. Penury. Let's look up what that one. Is it penury? The penury? Thank you. Is it penury? Let me look up what that is. That's P-E-N, penury. U-R-Y. Destitution, extreme poverty. Dang. Oh, shoot. Wow, I gotta learn a new word. Okay, I don't even remember the talk of the lips. A true witness delivers souls, but a deceitful witness speaketh lies. Oop. And the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. And in the multitude of people is the king's honor, but in the one of people is the destruction of the prince. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy the rottenness of the bones. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker, but he that honoreth him have mercy on the poor. The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous have hope in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him that have understanding. But that which is in the midst of the fools is made known. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. The king's favor is towards a wise servant, but his wrath against him that causeth shame. 15. Okay. Proverbs 15, King James Version. Let me grab up my phone. That's working. Okay. Proverbs 15, King James Version. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but a grievous word stir up anger. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Whoa. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a branch in the spirit. A fool despiseth his father's instructions, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent. In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperses knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more than the hearts of the children of men? A scorner loveth not one that reprove him, neither will he go unto the wise. Thank you, Yahuwah. Thank you. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. The heart of him that haveth understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is merry of heart have a continuous feast. Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stale ox and hatred with therewith. A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeases strife. Thank you, Yahuwah. The way of the slothful man is in the edge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain. A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish man despiseth his mother. Folly is a joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. I like that one. A man have joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season. How good is it? The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the borders of the widow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words. He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live. The heart of the righteous study to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous. The light of the eyes rejoice the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuses instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. All praises. So the Most High have me like everywhere with this. So now I'm going to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 1. Got me in 1 minute. So where else keep going to Isaiah? And well, I can do Matthew's too. And I'm not even gonna go to Isaiah. I know I'm supposed to read it because it's gonna make me like really fearful. That's most likely why he want me to read it. And then it talks about Zion as well. So it's really good. Okay, oh my God, this is all to Israel. I'm just going to be obedient and just read it. I'll read it. How long much you want me to read it, Yahuwah? Let's see what this is. Can I go 3 chapters? Yes, I will go to the 3. Can I just go? I'll just read 3. Isaiah chapter 3, King James Version. For behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay on the staff, the whole stay of the bread, and the whole stay of water. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet, and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50, and the honorable man, and the counselors, and the cunning artificers, and the eloquent orators. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his own neighbor. The children shall behave themselves proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, saying, Thou have clothing, be thou our ruler, and let this ruin be under thy hand. In the day shall he swear, saying, I will not be an healer, for in my house is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is falling, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the evil of his glory, to show the continents dual witness against them. And they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say yea to the righteous, that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat of the fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead these cause thee to error and destroy the way of the path. The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyards. The spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, and grind their faces of the poor? And saith the Lord God of hosts. Moreover, the Lord says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with their stretched forth neck and wanting eyes, and walking and mincing as they go, and making twinkles with their feet, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the heads of daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In the day of the Lord will take away the bravery of their twinkling ornaments above their feet, and their calves and their round tires like the moons, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewelry, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crippling pins, the glasses and the fine linen. One moment, you guys. Salakia. Okay. The rings and the nose jewelry, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crimping pins, the glasses and the fine linen, and the hoods and the veils. And this shall come to pass, that instead of a sweet smell, there should be stink, and instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of a wet set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher of girding of a sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. The man shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she shall be desolate. She shall sit upon the ground. Isaiah 4, King James Version. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, and we will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. Take away our reproach. And in that day shall the branches of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be exceedingly and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. And this shall come to pass, that he that is left of Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem, should be called holy. Every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies, a cloud and a smoke by day, and a shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all glory should be a defense, and there should be a tabernacle for a shadow in the day, time for the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a comfort from storms and from rain, for a form. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song, my beloved touching his vineyards. My beloved hath vineyards in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it in, and gathered all the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, And also made wine pressed therein, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. Oh, and now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought forth wild grapes. And now I will tell you what I would do to my vineyard. I would take away the hedge thereof, and I shall be eating it up, and break down the walls thereof, and it shall be trodden down, and I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up barriers and thorns. I will also command the clouds that rain, no rain upon it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and in the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry. Woe! Woe unto them that join houses to house, that lay field to field. To them be no place, that they may be placed along in the midst of the earth. In my ears, says the Lord of hosts, of truth many houses should be desolate, and great fair without inhabitants. Yea, 10 acres of vineyard shall yield one bath, and the seed of an homer shall yield an infant. A pet. A pen. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till wine inflame them. And the harp and the viol and the tapry and pipe and wind are in their feasts, but they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operations of his hands. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Therefore, hail have enlarged herself, and opened her mouth without measure, and the glory in their multitude, and their palm, and he that rejoiced shall descend into it. And the mean men should be brought down, and the mighty men should be humbled, and the eyes of the lofty should be humbled. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment, and God that is holy shall sanctify in righteousness. Then should the lambs feed after their manner, and the waste places of the fat once shall strangers eat. Woe! Woe unto them that draw iniquity with cords of vanity, and sin as were a cart rope. They say, let him make speed and haste with his work, that we may see it. And let the counsels of the Holy One of Israel draw night unto come, that we may know it. Woe! Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. Woe! Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe! Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justifies the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness for the righteous from him. Therefore, as the fire devoureth the stumble, and the flame consumeth the shaft, so their root should be as rottenness, and their blossoms should go up as dust, because they have cast away the law of the Lord of hosts, and despises the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against his people, and he hath stretched forth his hands against them. He hath smitten them, and the hills did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all his anger is not turned away, but his hands are stretched out still. And he will lift up an insight to the nations from afar, and he will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. And behold, They shall come with swift speed. None shall be weary, nor stumble among them. None shall slumber, nor sleep. Neither shall the girdle of the loins be loosened, nor the latches of their shoes be broken, whose arrows are sharp, and all their bows bent. The horses' hoofs shall be counted like flint, and their wheels like a whirlwind. The roaring shall be like a lion. They shall roar like young lions. Yea, they shall roar and lay hold of the prey, and shall carry it away safe, and none shall deliver it. And in that day they shall roar against them like the roaring of the sea. And if one look into the land, behold darkness and sorrow, and the light is darkened in the heavens thereof. I'm gonna go one more chapter, and then I'm done. I'm gonna read Matthew's. I'm gonna read 3 chapters, or I'm gonna see how I feel. Most High, when I go to Matthew's. Let's see what this is about. I haven't read Matthew's in a while. So Matthew's 1. Okay, just gonna do a lot of begets. Okay, it's a lot of begets. Okay, let me do like, let me see, Matthew's 13. Yahuwah! Why are you gonna do the parable thing again? Okay, I get it. This is definitely a harvest. Okay. Matthew 13. I'm never gonna forget this now. That is so funny. Okay. Matthew 13. The same day when Yeshua out of the house and sat by the seaside. This is so funny. And great multitudes gathered together unto him, so that they went into ship and sat. And the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spoke many things unto them in parables, saying, Behold, a sower went forth to sow. And when he sowed, some seeds fell by the wayside, and the fowls came and devoured them up. Some fell upon stony places, where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched. And because they had no roots, they withered away. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. But others fell into good ground and brought forth fruit, some 100-fold, some 60-fold, and some 30-fold. Who have ears, let them hear. Let them hear. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, for him should be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing, see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. But unto them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which says, by hearing ye should hear, and shall not understand, and seeing you should see, and shall not perceive. For this people heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed. Lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and shall understand with their hearts, and shall be converted. And I shall heal them. And I shall heal them. But because your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear, for verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. Hear ye therefore the parables of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth not, then cometh the wicked one, and catches away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receiveth seed by the wayside. But he that receiveth the seed into stony places, the same is he. He heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. He have not root in him, but dureth for a while. But when tribulations or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. He is also that receiveth seed among the thorns, is he that heareth the word, and care of the world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he become unfruitful. But he that receiveth seed into good ground is he that heareth the word, and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit, and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, and some 30. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field. But while asleep, his enemy came and soweth tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up, he brought forth fruit. Then appeared the tares also. So the servant of the householder came into him and said, Sir, did not thou sow good seed in thy field, from whence thou have had its tares? He said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, when thou then that we go and gather them up? But he say, nay, lest a while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat within them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather yourself first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into the barn. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field, which indeed is the least of all seeds. But when it is grown, it is greatest among herbs, and becomes a tree. So the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof. Another parable spoken he unto them. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened. All these things spoke Yeshua into the multitude in parables. And without a parable spoke he not unto them, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things which has been kept secret from the foundations of the world. Then Yeshua said to the multitude, and went into the house, and disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that soweth them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. I love that. As therefore the tares are gathered and to burn in the fire, so shall it be the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather all of his kingdom, all that they offended, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them in a furnace of fire, and they shall be wailing and garnishing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their fathers. Who have ears to hear, let them hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasures hid in a field, the which when a man have found, and he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he have, and buyeth that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking godly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and brought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into a sea and gathered every kind, which when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good in vessels, but cast away the bad away. So should it be at the end of the world. The angel shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just, and shall cast them into the furnace of fire. They shall be wailing and garnishing of teeth. Yeshua said unto them, Have ye understood all these things that said unto him? Yea, Lord. Then he said unto them, Therefore every scribe which is instructed to the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, which bringeth forth out his fruit, treasures, things new and old. And it comes to pass that when Yeshua had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was come to his own country, he taught them in synagogues, and much so they were astonished, and said, Whence hath this man this wisdom in these mighty works? Is that the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brother and James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Whence then have this man all these things? And they were offended by him. But Yeshua said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, save his own country, and in his own house. He did not many works there because of their unbelief. Let the Most High bless the reading of that word. In Yeshua's name I pray. I'm probably gonna go to sleep tonight listening to some. I love watching what is this? But I like watching Animal Planet because Animal Planet always get me like so like comfortable. It gets me comfortable. I feel so good and refreshed after watching those amazing animals. I'm partially done with my moving, so I'm like excited about that. And like when I'm not moving, I get to pray and read my scripture. Like today I was listening to a whole bunch of like R&B and soul, like Freddie Jackson, Luther Vandross, stuff like that. And so the Most High put it on my spirit to tell me like listen to these scriptures. Like, start listening to these scriptures when you're cleaning. Like, you can have it on audiobook. You know, you don't have to, like, if you can't, like, actually sit down and read it out of the Bible or read it off your phone, you can, like, play it on your TV, on YouTube, and let them read audiobook so I can still get the word, because it'd be, like, the little stuff that I be missing. Like, that's so freaking important. So, I'm grateful for that, you guys. Like, I washed my hair today. I got this lawn garment on. I feel refreshed. I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm lacking nothing. I got paid today. I am happy. Like, God is so, so, so good. You can't make me doubt him, because I know too much about him. Like, I am great. And I was asking him, why I can't do this, Daddy? Why I can't do that, Abba? Why I can't do that, Abba? And he's like, oh, you're not listening when I tell you you can't do it. And then I still do it anyway. So now when I read Proverbs, I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. This is the reason why you're telling me not to do it. It's simplicity. It's simplicity. And I'm grateful. I want to thank you, Hua, also for allowing me to know and understand what prudent is, because now I'm about to be super prudent. Like, I don't want to be prudent in my own eyes, but because I always, like, want to be humble, but I want to hang on to being prudent, because I'm not letting nobody try to trick me into some doctrine. Like, I know this word back and forth. I have the understanding. I've been blessed with the understanding, and I'm so grateful from that. Angelic Soul is back, fully elevated and happy. I have joy. I have so much. I'm happy. Like, I am so, so happy, because this is exactly what I pray for. Like, he's giving me these answers every time I read the book. Like, every time I pull it up. Every time, whether it's on a phone, on a book, on YouTube, whatever that I read it, he always give me the answers to it. So I can't be any more happier than that. But you guys be blessed. Make sure you pray tonight, try to get back focused in your word. Shalom. Peace.